Mm. Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Suzanne Ecker, and this is Kathy Ginn, and we are New Business Dimensions. And so feel free to sit back and listen. We're going to spend this time with you to introduce what we're doing to help the massage profession, and also some holistic health practitioners as well, because we don't want to limit it to just massage, but we are passionate about massage therapy because that's where we work. So I'll start by telling you that New Business Dimensions is a combination of Kathy and me coming together with our education programs. And we met back in November of 2021. And our collaboration together is meant to help you as a practitioner to love what you do and continue to love what you do and develop yourself in your practice and your business to whichever pace is right for you. And so a little bit about me is that I have been in the industry since 1995. And what I loved about what I learned back in 1995 is that it was a holistic approach to doing the work. So we had a lot of training, of course, in the modalities such as Swedish, Shiatsu, neuromuscular, a really well-rounded education. But we also explored a lot about who we were as practitioners, who we wanted to be, what made us come join this profession, and really focused more on the holistic part of who we were and going into this field. So back in the 90s, it wasn't as easy, of course, because we didn't have internet, we didn't have different ways of marketing that are available today. And mostly what I want everyone to know is that everything that you learn in school will not be enough, because even for us in a 1,000-hour program, it wasn't enough. We had to just explore a little bit more about ourselves, our education. Maybe we added some modalities to our practice, and that was really how we survived. And back then, of course, chiropractors weren't on board with us. Physical therapists weren't on board with us. We had to really pound the pavement, quite honestly. And referrals were a big part of our business, but no one taught me how to do referrals. So I really am very passionate about that, how to help people get referrals. So as I grew my practice, I switched into different realms of the practice. I first started with prenatal, postpartum care. I had an opportunity to work in a hospital with that with that education, and I created a program for that hospital and worked there for 8 years. And after that time, I got a little burned out from it, so I switched back to private practice, and I rebuilt my private practice again, and I switched into orthopedic and sports massage. So, the beauty of what we do is you can tap into anything you want to do. What is the person that you want to help, and how do you get there? And what Kathy and I believe in is that there is opportunity everywhere, and how you choose to show up for that is up to you. And we don't want anyone to get lost in the process of, changing up what they've done before. I've almost quit 3 times in my career because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had to sit with it and realize that what I love to do is to help people in this realm. And if I didn't stick with it, I wouldn't be here today. I would have been miserable in a job, you know. So, so I want you to make sure that you understand that basically the world's your oyster. And you can tap into anything you want to, and we're here to support you in that process. We have a lot to share, and how we met. I will let Kathy take over now and tell us a little bit about her and how we met. Go ahead, Kathy.
Yeah, thanks, Suzanne, and just welcome everybody. You know, this is our first time doing this. We've been planning this for about 12 months now, and this is going to be recorded. So many people couldn't make it, but are happy that we are recording it. And I'll talk a little bit more about inspiring conversations toward the end. But this is going to be part of our platform, offering this online, very casual, informal, connecting time twice a month. One time will be really a teaching from either Suzanne or myself or both. And then the second one will be, and I'm going to drop a little seed here, and I'll drop another one at the end. Suzanne and I are welcoming, inviting, looking for practitioners, colleagues that are doing it. You're in the profession, you're doing it, and you have your private practice, and we want you to share your success with others. And so we're looking for once a month colleagues that are willing to share, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. So if that ignites you a little bit, put in your back pocket and reach out to myself or Suzanne and let us know. And I'll be doing some homework too of the many people that I know out there that are really in private practice and loving what they're doing and having great success at it. So a little bit of seed. I've been in the profession since '91, and as a practitioner, as a teacher, as a mentor, and like Suzanne, there were moments when I wanted to quit too, and even asking, is this really, is this my work? And so 32 years later, I'm still here. A lot of bumps, a lot of mistakes, a lot of success. And my work, I live in Wisconsin, and I have a wellness center where I live, and I teach both in curriculum, and I have a continuing education business called Ethical Dimensions, and where I teach transformational ethics. So I love what I do. And I want to share what I love, what I have come to know with others. New Business Dimensions was formed really about 13 months ago. Suzanne and I met through a cousin of mine, and meeting Suzanne and her love for this profession, been in for a while, like me, and seeing perhaps what's needed, what's missing, and what we can really align with to help colleagues really love what you do too and have success in it. So our commonality, Suzanne and I, is we really wanted to be of service to our profession. I call myself an elder in this profession. In my private practice, I work with the elderly. I have great respect for the elders in our society. I think they have a lot of wisdom to share because they're a little bit ahead of us, so to speak. And I feel the same way in this profession, being around for 32 years, been around a little bit, and really wanting to share what I have come to learn through success, through frustrations, through a whole lot of mistakes, and through a whole lot of grit. And so that's really what New Business Dimensions is about. It's based on 5 different dimensions, what Suzanne and I feel that have made and provided success for us. And I'll get into those in a minute. But our mission is really to inspire and empower our colleagues to create the practice you want. And not just the practice, but to really live a life that you really want, that offers you meaning and purpose from your vocation. Because I hear so many people not liking what they do, even in our profession. And that it has become a job. And to be honest, that really hurts me and it makes me sad. And so part of our purpose, Suzanne and I, is to really reignite, for some, that passion and purpose in life. Because I believe, and I believe this for a long time, the world needs us. The world needs us as massage therapists, as body workers, as holistic practitioners. And what makes me sad is when I see people, and I have seen many, turn their back on themselves and quit this profession. Because either they don't have business savvy, they're scared to death of being in private practice, they just don't have what's needed. And so that's really a part of our mission as New Business Dimensions. And our vision is to really offer an integrated, transformational, and key word for us is transformational educational learning platform. Online, in-person retreats. Much of our offerings will be online because we can touch more people that way. And the key word, which I've always related to, especially in my ethics, is transformational learning. I don't want people to come to us for another class. Suzanne and I want people to come to us and find value in what we offer. And part of that is transformational, change, growth, and then putting it all together so we can all do it together. You know, whether a person has been in the profession 6 months or 40 years, we all have room to grow. And that's really our passion, is putting a transformational educational platform together with 5 dimensions so that we can really serve this profession in a way perhaps that's unique, valuable, and powerful for those that are joining us. So we'll start off sharing what the 5 dimensions are. I'll name them, and then Suzanne will talk about the first dimension. We wanted to get the song Aquarius on here, the 5th dimension. Some of you in our audience may remember that. And someday we will. We got to figure out copyright. But after we created the name New Business Dimensions, and we have 5 different dimensions, it's like, wow, remember the 5th dimension way back when? And so I thought we need a theme song. So we thought maybe Aquarius, everybody can relate to that song. So maybe next time we'll have that up online. So the dimensions, there's 5 of them. The first one is really business entrepreneur skills, really learning how to build a private practice. Or, as I've always taught students, whether you work for someone else or you're in business for yourself, you're always in business for yourself. So basically, it's an entrepreneur mindset is really the first dimension. The second dimension is transformational ethics. And we'll talk about each one of these specifically in a moment. So transformational ethics. The third one is inner leadership or self-leadership. Mindset, really learning how to lead from within. Empowerment, strength, grit, determination, mindset, vision, all of that really propels a person while they're on their path of finding work that they love, and that gives them deep meaning. And the fourth one is around adjunct therapies, multiple sources of income, making money off the table. And then the 5th one is our individual and intergroup mentoring and coaching program. So those are the 5 dimensions. So I'm going to let Suzanne begin with dimension 1, is pretty much her expertise And so she's going to share with you a little bit about that.
Great, Kathy, thank you.
You're welcome,
Yes.
Suzanne.
So business skills, I've been passionate about how people build business in our industry for a very long time. I've been observing my entire career as to what other people had learned, and I did not learn enough for sure in the beginning. And what I found with the commonality was that not a lot of schools developed this training for us. And so it's also true in any trade school, if you look at it. But, a lot of what we learn is through experience. And so after having a few, even less than a year experience, you can start to develop kind of who you are and how you work. And so we want to offer the business skills aspect because, there is no competition in our industry. We have a unique way in which we work, and we truly believe that is true for every single person we talk to. It's true for anyone in any industry, really. But the business skills aspect is really to help you understand how to get clients, get referrals to get clients, and the actual organization of how you run your practice. And that can be from the moment you meet a client to the end of, getting them as into a maintenance program where they come to you on a regular basis. And really, it's a lot simpler than people make it to be. I think it's more about how you show up, how you offer what you do. And there's a lot more to it in the mechanics of it. But what I've been doing in the last 7 years is looking at how people are looking for business skills help. And they're looking for coaches, and they're looking for the easiest way to do an advertisement on Facebook. And honestly, having coaching is essential in any business for anyone. And you should always have a coach. That's how you learn the best. But also, if you're looking for the quick way to get it done, it doesn't work that way. People need to know who you are. That's essentially your business skill, is who are you and how you show up for your client and how you invest what you want to in your client and how they invest in you as well. So that's the basic premise of business skills. We do talk about marketing and how to do it. It's just done not so simply. Like, I can't just give you a formula and you go out and use it. That's not really how it works. What you really want to do is build your brand and build who you are and how you show up for your clients. And there's lots of tools for that are very easy that we can teach online. So it's really just a matter of you taking the time to carve out some time for your administration of your business, this call being one of them. If you can carve out some time to jump on our inspiring conversations every couple of weeks, you'll learn. And that's the time you take for your business, is outside of seeing clients. And it's super important that you invest that time. So on that note, Kathy, what Kathy and I believe in is, integrity, ethics, and this transformation of ourselves. And so I want Kathy now to take over and explain a little bit more about that in Dimension 2.
Yeah, Dimension 2. Thanks, Suzanne. Yeah, certainly Dimension 1, the whole business entrepreneur practice building aspect spoke, if you will, of our work as practitioners is crucial. I have worked in curriculum teaching for the past 18 years. And one of the courses that I taught was business to curriculum students, okay? And I drew a circle for them. And I'm going to go through this. I'll do a teaching way later, not today, but as Susan and I develop it, we'll share this. But I have always told students we have to get really good at 3 things in order to be successful in this vocation. And whatever success means to you, I never defined it for other people. And so the circle involved 3 pieces, and one of the pieces took up half the circle. And the 3 pieces were what we do with our hands, right? Our technique. Very, very important that we get really skilled at that, no matter what it is, or a variety of what it is. And the second piece of the circle is our business skills, our entrepreneur skills that Suzanne is so voiced at and going to be teaching Dimension 1. But the half of the circle that takes up half of really our professional life is us, really takes up all our professional life, is who we're being. And that's where transformational ethics come in. Dimension 2 is I've been teaching ethics for 28 years, okay, both at curriculum level and continuing education. And I've always believed this was a gut intuition, knowing that I had when I didn't know anything. When I first entered this profession, I thought, yep, what I do with my hands is very crucial. And I got to learn how to build a private practice because I was bound and determined I didn't want to work for anybody else. But I thought what's really crucial is who I am being as I do what I do. And that's what transformational ethics is. It's not so much about the codes and the guidelines and all of that, which is very, very important. I'm very grateful for the passed down wisdom of all of that. Transformational ethics is really a study of self and how each one of us show up with another human being. Who are we being as we do what we do? Because as we all know, our work as practitioners, massage therapists, body workers, energy workers is very, 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 very intimate. And that takes a whole level of a different presence, I believe. And so Dimension 2 is a variety of courses around transformational ethics, a study of self. And who are you being as you show up and serve another human being who in our profession happens to be pretty much naked. And that's a whole nother conversation. But I know you get what I'm talking about. Dimension 3 is self-leadership, leading from within. And that really ties in with Suzanne's business courses and entrepreneur courses, because self-leadership is both an educational platform and it's also a mentoring and coaching platform. The educational platform really focuses on leading from within. Number 1, mindset and vision. Understanding ourselves and our limitations and what gets in our way from really creating a practice that we really want, or being in a vocation that we really love and that can bring us joy every day. And that we are grateful to be serving another human being as we can. But things get in the way for all of us. Our limitations, our paradigms. And oftentimes that stops people from really moving forward in what they really want in life. And personally, I think that's one of the saddest things, when people give up on themselves. And that's part of my inspiration and drive with New Business Dimensions. For people that have that self-determination, and maybe even not quite yet, but to help them see themselves and your gifts and abilities and your heart of service, and to let that bloom and blossom into what you really want. And also self-leadership is about facing our own fears. We all have fears. All of us. Suzanne does, I do. I was so scared in the beginning, actually the first 7 years. I didn't think I could do this profession. I wasn't good enough. Nobody would reschedule with me. That's where I started. And that thinking was so far from the truth. And if I would have believed it and stuck with it, I would never be sitting here today with you, with Suzanne, with our passion and purpose for how we want to serve this profession. And then the last one is really around self-care, touching into the wisdom of our own body, understanding that, and our own calmness and tranquility is part of our presence and our offering. So self-leadership is very important as we consider how we want to be in this profession. And Suzanne and I find it extremely important that this must be a spoke of the dimension, is taking a look at our own self. Sometimes I think we hold up mirrors in front of people and help everybody see, their gifts and their talents and their wisdom, because the world needs us. I believe that from the bottom of my heart. The world needs us. They need our touch. They need our heart. And always remember this. No machine, no technology will ever take what we do with our hands and what we offer through our heart away. And we're probably one of the few professions that can say that in this high-tech age. So I tell my students, never forget that. Everybody needs what we have, but let's do it well together. And then the fifth dimension is around our mentoring and coaching program. And Suzanne, you can talk about that a little bit. It really sums up the dimensions, I think. Mm-hmm.
Right. Essentially, as I said before, having a coach helps guide you through your profession. If you think of, someone who practices for soccer and they need coaching because they want to just get a little bit better, then that is, what we are here to provide. Because oftentimes, even for myself, I've been through many different changes in my career. And if I hadn't had that insight from someone else, I never would have gotten to where I am today. And that is super important to remember, because I think what we tend to do in our profession is we get super focused on clients, and we're just trying to be the very best we can to provide for them. But we also, as Kathy mentioned, we have to take care of ourselves, and we have to have some boundaries with some clients, as I'm sure we've all experienced, but also knowing when to step back and look at what's happening in your business and your practice. That's where insight into mentoring and coaching that we provide will help, get you kind of reorganized in a sense. Not necessarily that you need to change much, but maybe your mindset needs a little check, or you're just getting burned out. That's a super big problem in our industry, right? People are getting burned out. They feel like they have to take so many classes to be really good at what they do. But what you really need to know is that you need to be really specifically good at what you already know, what you already are practicing, and tapping into that in a deeper way to help you be really successful. So I think a lot of what's out there is amazing. There's a lot of great classes. There's a lot of great people doing new things. A couple of them are on this call right now. And what we want to do is to help people who have something really great that they've developed also bring to others. So it's about connections. It's about understanding what else is out there, but it doesn't have to be, you don't have to put your hands in everything in order to be successful. So our coaching and mentoring is meant to just focus on you, your skills, as Kathy mentioned, getting those really refined and helping you go to the next level in business, whatever that may be. Some people may be happy with a small business, a small practice at home, and that's great. And we can help that person. We may have some people in that are working for others
Mhm.
that want to step out into either having their own practice or doing both, perhaps. But they have to be really happy in both places to make that, successful for them. So it's their success, what they perceive. And then we can help people who have something really great and they want to have someone else learn it and they want to help someone else develop it for themselves. And that's another level of business. So we can help on all scales, really, of how to do that. And we're here to help you in that way.
Yeah. Yeah, Suzanne, that's, listening to you, and I just to make sure the audience hears this too, that our mentoring and coaching program is going to be both individual, group. We're kind of, again, we're just beginning this, right? And today's launch is just our first one. And I don't even think our website is up yet. It's almost complete, but it'll be coming up soon. So we're really in the beginning stages of all this, and really thinking about how best we can serve you, and which is one of our questions today. If you want to put in the chat room or email Suzanne or myself later, is as we get our name out there and we grow and our audience grows and we connect with more people, we really want to make sure that it's not about Suzanne and I only. It's really about what's really needed out there today. Because Suzanne mentioned this, and I started in 1991. A lot of things have changed within our profession. And even the younger ones coming in today, they may not have the same skills we had when we entered 20, 30, 40 years ago. So feel free to share with us, how you feel we may best serve you and our profession as a whole, whether it's under the context of business, entrepreneurship, client practitioner dynamics, that whole piece, self-leadership, diversification of income, how to make money off the table. Years ago, I knew, before I really knew anything, I knew one thing, maybe one of three things, but this was one. I knew that I had to find other sources of income because I didn't want my only source of income to be off the table. Because for me, that was too limiting. And I figured someday I'd probably get burnt out, or I'd have to work really, 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 really hard. And I didn't want either. And so for me, teaching was one of my income sources and a few other things. So that whole piece too, I think, is important. And you've heard us mention this a few times this morning, is burnout. This is a very high burnout profession. And people often think it's because of what we do physically. And I've never really agreed with that. I think that's part of it, but I don't think it's the biggest part. I think the biggest reason for burnout at our profession is really the desire to go into practice for oneself, but either too scared to, a person doesn't think they have the skills to, or they just don't know how to. And the second one is the complexity of the client-therapist relationship. Very complex because of many, many different reasons. And our buttons get pushed and we get exhausted, not so much physically, but emotionally. And so this is kind of where Suzanne and I are coming from. What are the pieces that can really support people into getting up every morning and saying, God, I love what I do. I can't wait to go to my office. And I'm going to share this with you, and it's shared humbly. Been in this profession 32 years. and I've used this teaching many, many times. I probably can count on 2 hands the mornings I woke up and said, I don't want to go to work today. And I don't say that from my ego. I say it from a very grateful heart, because I'm very grateful that I have found something that I love. And that's part of my passion and why. To help people find or deepen, broaden what you really love to do. What did you come here to do? Not here on this inspiring conversation, but here on this earth. What is your purpose? What is your why? And are you willing to go after it and be successful at it? Whatever success is to you. Never want to define other people's success. Never want to define other people's success, but we'll help you define it for yourself. So hopefully we have been clear a little bit on our 5 dimensions, and I'll talk a little bit about the inspiring conversations. I opened it up in the beginning, but Suzanne and I, when we were creating this whole new business dimensions, this just came to both of us. You know, this is a way to bring in community, maybe in a better way than just online classes, you know, to have a really connecting, informal, fun time together twice a month. So as I said earlier, one of the times we'll be teaching from one of the dimensions. And as we learn and grow and get to know our audience and what your needs are, we'll be teaching around that. So it's valuable for you to show up, because time is, you know, important. People don't have the time today to sit around for an hour. So our intention is to make it valuable, right? So either you join us live or you'll listen to our recordings and really learn something from that. And then again, having colleagues, friends and colleagues really share. How did you bring success into your life? What are you doing? Can you share with everybody? Because what I have to share may not resonate with everybody. Right? And so having a variety of colleagues that are in this wonderful profession share their success stories so we can learn together and grow together and serve humanity in a way that changes lives. So inspiring conversations, we're very excited about that piece. And we just really wanted to offer a community. We wanted a community that offers a place to connect with one another. That's really what we want to learn and grow together. And so we can continue to share our gifts with the world. You know, people say, Kath, when are you going to retire? And I'm like, what? Why should I retire from something I love? Suzanne and I kind of giggle over these kind of conversations because we feel the same way. And that's why MSIs are so important, but that's a whole nother teaching. So Suzanne, I'll leave you with maybe beginning to end, close down. Anything else you want to add? Any questions from the people that are on with us today? Suggestions, thoughts, whatever. Feel free to unmute yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please do. And I do really want to acknowledge you all for being here today, because I know your time is valuable. And I especially want to do a shout out to Simon Wellstead, who is online from us from London, or from England, maybe not London, but from England. And he's got his own challenges of, you know, the industry over there. So it's just wonderful, Simon, that you could be with us today. And we will connect with you, of course, more in the future. And I also want to acknowledge John. John is, I know he's like seeing clients furiously today, and he got on his phone and he's listening. So I want to acknowledge you for taking the time while you're at work to tune in with us today. And Nalia, I want to welcome you. Thank you for being here. Nalia is someone I've been working with, and she has some wonderful holistic practitioner, unique offerings. And so I know she's been developing her business as well. And your presence here really is for you. And we are very happy to have you with us and sharing with us. And so after today, we've done our introduction now, so we can focus more on topics that will be coming up, that we'll pick certain topics to talk about in the inspiring conversations, and hope that you can join us again for those live if you have questions or contributions.
Yeah.
So do any of you have any questions or comments, or want to chat about something in particular? We'd love to have you speak in at this point. If you want to. You don't feel pressured to. It's about whatever you need and want to talk about, because we have a few minutes still. But
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me introduce. My name is Nelia Kashaev, and we have known with Suzanne for about 3 years already, right? Maybe more.
Yeah.
And thank you for your introduction very kindly. Yes, I have unique my business, and I look forward to see what you have for us. And thank you.
Great. Thanks, Nelia.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Nelia. Thanks for joining us, and I look forward to
And
getting
sorry
to know
for
you.
that I was late. I couldn't find the passport.
That's okay.
Sorry.
I saw your text, so you got here, and that's so important.
Thank you.
That you asked.
Yeah.
That's self-leadership right there.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
So
Shout it out. Again, this is our first time. We had many people say, would love to join. Are you recording it? Yes. And we've just really began with our own community, Suzanne and I, and maybe even thinking of a different time during the day. We don't know yet. We're just kind of exploring this, but we wanted to get it out there so people begin to know we're out here, what we're doing, our passion, our purpose, and the value of it. And a year from now, who knows, right? What this will all look like for all of us. So I look forward to getting to know you that are on today, getting to know those that will look at our recording and notice what resonates with you. And we'll continue together. And so we just ask that you shout it out, let people know we're here, and lead them to our website once it's open and running, which shall be soon, I would say, in the next couple weeks. And just really a sincere thank you for joining us today.
yeah, and here's our Instagram logo. So follow us on Instagram. We haven't really set it up yet the way that we want to, but we are going to have that be more active, and also on Facebook. So for now, you can contact us either email, through our websites, which you should have our website delivered to you in any letter that you get from us. And we have the platform that you can sign up with that just helps you see what we're offering. And when that gets more active, that should be in the next month, I think. So we're getting that set up for you. And then also just share the information with other practitioners that you really know have a passion for what they're doing. If they need help in business, if they need help in life, I mean, honestly, they just need community. this is what we're here to do, is build that community that's specific to people like us. That's what I've, seen, is there's a lot of community and it's wonderful, but no one really speaks to us. And that was my passion. And that's what Kathy and I met on, for sure, was this sense of, feeling supported. So,
Yeah.
all right.
All right. So I think this is it, huh? Our first time and with our guest. And hopefully you're leaving with something more than you came in with. Something sparked you, something landed with you, something spoke to you. Just notice what you notice as you depart. And yeah, just notice. If anything you heard this morning just really kind of resonated. And as Suzanne said, shout it out. And until next time, we'll keep you posted.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right. Have a wonderful week, everybody.
And enjoy the recording for those of you that couldn't make it. And feel free to reach out to us. Get to know you, and you get to know us, and continue on the journey together.